welcome to another episode of Merkon's Musings, a Star Wars action figure review. And today you're looking at, you guessed it, none other than the AT-ST Scout Walker. And the AT-ST stands for All-Terrain Scout Transport. And we've seen this vehicle for the first time in The Empire Strikes Back. If you may have blinked or sneezed during the film, you might have missed it. It's very, very short. But you see this walker going across the icy plains of Hoth ahead of the AT-AT walkers. And then it was obviously used to more effective use in Return of the Jedi on Endor. As you can see in the box for the AT-ST Scout Walker, using the Endor setting for the image on the box. So yes, this is a really cool vehicle. I thought it was pretty awesome as a kid. I didn't really know too much about it from The Empire Strikes Back, obviously, but it plays a larger role in Return of the Jedi. And we'll take a look at this vehicle. And there are several versions of this vehicle that we're going to look at. So before we get into the review of this vehicle, I'm going to give you a quick history about the AT-ST. The AT-ST is a bipedal walker used by the Galactic Empire during the Galactic Civil War. The AT-ST was a light, heavily armed, ground combat vehicle and was able to track various environments. The stock model was equipped with a chin-mounted double blaster cannon with light E-Web twin blasters on the port side and a concussion grenade launcher on the starboard side of its head. The AT-ST was designed as a hit-and-run vehicle. It could withstand standard blaster fire, but was vulnerable to heavy laser fire and missiles, as well as physical attacks to its legs and the sides of its head. So that is the history of the AT-ST Walker, and we will now take a look at this toy. And this review will review 3 different versions of the AT-ST Walker. So the first release of this vehicle came out in 1982, which is this version here. And it is a really pretty neat toy. It has some good play features as well as it looks really good and it looks like the vehicle in the film. And this was released for The Empire Strikes Back. And this vehicle first came out with the Empire Strikes Back packaging. And then this same vehicle was re-released in 1983 for the Return of the Jedi film, and it had Return of the Jedi packaging on the box as well. So as you can see, this is the vintage collection version, and it has the Return of the Jedi logo and Return of the Jedi scene on the cover of its box. So let's take a look at this vehicle. And I have here for the Kenner version, I have an AT driver, because this would be used during the Battle of Hoth. And what's cool about this vehicle, I like it right off the bat. It has a lot of posability, it has a lot of play value, and the one thing I think is kind of weird is this gun they just stuck on. I guess they could use it for the AT-ST driver if he wants to come out of his hatch. But what's cool about this, it's got a hatch you can open like this, or you can open the whole top and you can sit the driver inside. And what's cool about this is the inside is got some pretty cool detail to it. It's got the the seat, and it's got all the stickers you can put around it, which is pretty neat, especially for Empire Strikes Back era toys. They didn't really do a lot of details in the cockpit. And as you see, it has the side weapons, and they make the clicking noise to represent laser fire. And it has the chin guns, which move up and down. And what's kind of neat about this figure, well, let me put the driver inside. And you can sit him right inside the cockpit. And unlike the actual vehicle, which seats 2 drivers, a driver and a gunner, this only has 1. And what's kind of neat about this, the play value of this, as you can see on the back, it says walk and stand. So you can give it the play feature, and you see the feet moving, which is kind of neat. Makes it kind of a cool noise too. So you can, as a kid, you can have fun marching across Hoth or Endor, whatever you want to use it for. Then you can, if you want to use it to play, you can put it into the stand part and then it stands on its own. So yeah, very cool toy. Very cool vehicle. Really awesome. I didn't have this as a kid, but if I did, I would have really loved it because it's got a lot of cool play value to it. So let's take a look at the next version of this AT-ST walker, which is the Power of the Force 2. This one came out in 1995, and they used the same vehicle molds that you see here for Power of the Force 2 AT-ST walker. So the 1995 through 1997 Power of the Force 2 AT-ST walker used the same molds as the original 1980s Kenner Star Wars AT-ST. Hasbro, which acquired Kenner, reused many of the vintage vehicle molds for the initial Power of the Force 2 line. The Power of the Force 2 version featured different paint applications, such as weathering and mud on the walker's feet. Plastic parts like the top gun can be different shade of gray. And this Kenner mold was also used until 2009. A new, larger Legacy Collection version was released. And that Legacy Collection is the one that's you see here for this AT-ST walker. And that Legacy version includes the Kmart 2012 release, as you see here. It also includes the Mandalorian 2019 release and the Return of the Jedi 2020 version, which had exclusive Chewbacca action figure. So let's take a look at this version of the AT-ST. So as you see, before we open this box, it's going to show you the box itself. And as you see, it's from a Kmart exclusive. And this one's from 2012. And it's really cool. They show you all the cool things that this can do. It's got launches missiles. You can open the roof. You can open the actual ports, the viewports, which is cool. And it has articulated legs. And the same image on the back, which is kind of neat. And then you have this image of the AT-ST here. Yeah, so both sides of this has the same side image. And underneath it has an image from the film Return of the Jedi, right before the Ewoks attack. And on the top has just this image of the AT-ST. Okay, let's open this vehicle up and see what we got on the inside. So it comes with the assembly instructions, which look fairly easy. The head attaches to the main base, and then the legs just connect onto the side ports, right? And then you can add the gun, and then you have a choice: more realistic looking cannon, or you can have the one that actually shoots the projectiles, the missiles. I'm going to opt for the realistic looking because I'm not a big fan of the shooting of missiles. And that's that. It looks like it's pretty simple. Straightforward. Okay, so we're back, and it really wasn't as easy as I thought it would be to build, which is unfortunate because the directions make it look like it's like super easy. But it looks great, and there's some good and bad things about this toy. It looks amazing. It looks very screen accurate. You have the rocket launchers and grenade launchers here. You have the blaster cannon here. You got the chin cannon here. It gives you more playability. You could insert this cannon underneath, and then you could, fire the missiles. So this could be put underneath there. You could fire the missiles if you want to have that play feature. But I don't like it. It looks too big and clunky, so I opted for the more realistic looking version. The things I love about it: the size of this thing is excellent to scale. Very nice. Deco is really good on it. You see you got this blaster hit there, which looks cool. You have the mud on the bottom of the feet. And it's got some pretty good deco here. You could see some paint applications here and here to give it something new. Now there's just straight plastic. On this side, similar. The downside to this thing is it's very flimsy as far as its ability to stand. Also, what's really great about this is the cockpit, which is awesome. You have the same thing. You can open the hatch top, but this is what's really nice. It has very detailed insides, so you can actually put two pilots, or drivers, one driver, one gunner, and that's what I really like about this. That's what I like about this. The ATST, you can have the pilot and gunner inside. The biggest problem is it's very, very flimsy. It could fall. I wish it would have had a more reliable base, because it at any moment could just fall over. But it looks awesome. And on the viewpoint, the ports, you can open them as well, which is pretty awesome. Unlike the original one, which was just a sculpted part on it. So, yeah, this is actually the definitive version, obviously, of the ATST. I just wish they would have had a better leg system for it. And I'm okay with not having the walking action, which is fine. They gave you the extra play feature with this. So overall, this is definitely a definitive version, and there's no need to get another one, or unless you want more, to have your diorama. This is a good piece that you could stand and pose as is, and that's it. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Merkon's Musings, and be sure to hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time with another video.